How old is your kid now?
8 months. Yeah, 8 months, 2 days ago.
Dang.
Yeah, time is
Who's
flying.
keeping track,
Yeah.
right?
And I don't really want to talk about the poll. I've got custard. I forgot. I've got custard sitting right in front of you.
Everything.
What the hell are you going to try and get some of that custard down there?
I'm good on that one. I'll pass on that. If you had Cole in here, he might be all over it, but I'm good.
Hey, we had Richard Petty in here yesterday, and the history of Missouri and dirt tracks and small, short tracks is legendary.
Yeah.
What the hell took us so long to get us a race here in St. Louis, which is more or less your home track?
Yeah, outside of Indianapolis, it's for sure my home track. It's this is a great area for motorsports. You have so many good, short tracks, dirt tracks in southern Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
You go to Missouri, there's a ton of good racetracks. There's just a lot of racing, whether it's late models, modified, sprint cars, midgets. You kind of have everything in Illinois and Missouri. So yeah, there's a lot of really passionate race fans in this area. I remember 2017 coming here in the trucks, and it was almost sold out for a truck series race. So they just love their racing in this area, and it's cool to finally be able to bring the Cup cars here, because it is something I feel like has been needed for a while. This area is just so passionate about racing, so it's cool to be here.
You run with a dude that owns a whole lot of crap, meaning Tony Stewart. He owns series, and I can only imagine Tony's take on why in the hell haven't we been in St. Louis before. Yeah. Does that come to mind with you? Like, we need to shake and rattle the trees to get more action out here? Yeah,
I mean, I think definitely if this weekend goes well, I think the biggest thing is just the racetrack, right? Like, it's hard to put on a Cup race. Like, there's just a lot of people, the infrastructure, everything else, and I think you have to prove that the racetrack is capable of even putting on a good race, and they've done that with the Truck Series, time and time again. So I think now they've gotten the opportunity. I think this track will be on the schedule for a long time. But yeah, I think it definitely was a long-awaited place to come run, but like I said, now it's on the schedule. I think it'll be on it for a really long time.
You mentioned earlier that you think this is a track that will have a lot of attrition. Is that because of inexperience here, lack of data here, or just the layout of the track?
I think a little bit of both, but the biggest thing is just the layout. It's so tight in 1 and 2, and then really long in 3 and 4. You have these super long straightaways too to really draft, especially in these cars. So yeah, it'll be interesting. You just have the restarts here in the Truck Series. We were 4 and 5 wide a lot of the time, and it's kind of hard to pass here the first 10, 15 laps of a run, so you got to get aggressive on those restarts. And, you add in that we're downshifting from 5th gear all the way down to 3rd gear in one end and back to 4th the other end. There's just a lot of opportunities, truthfully, for you to make a mistake. And, the braking is honestly up there with road course braking as far as how much pressure we're putting. So, yeah, it's going to be a long race. Even though it's a short race, there's just a lot of opportunities to make a mistake when you're shifting that much and on the edge as much as you are in these next-gen cars.
When you talk about restarts, who is someone non-teammate, who is someone you look around and be like, oh, thank goodness I'm with them?
Yeah, that's tough. I feel like all of us at times are way aggressive over our head. But, yeah, I feel like Larson's one that, he just races so much. That he's not normally going to put it anywhere that he's not going to get into you. Like, you can trust Kyle pretty well. So, yeah, I would say whenever I'm around Larson, you're excited too, because that means you're normally up front. He's always up front. So, yeah, if you see Larson with you on a restart, you normally know you're in good shape and you have a fast car. And like I said, you can trust him. He just races so much. He knows exactly where everything's at.
Isn't it cool, though, that, okay, what you just said about Kyle Larson, hey, if you're around him, you're up front. People are saying that about you. People are saying that about Tyler Redditt. It's cool to hear that, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely been a nice change after last year. It was just a struggle all year long. And, even this year where there was some points there where we kind of struggled, and it's nice to run up front consistently. It's way more fun anytime you're running up front. So, yeah, definitely nice to, be starting up front tomorrow, and hopefully we can keep it up there. But, yeah, it's definitely cool to be one of those guys that's battling for wins week in and week out, and hopefully we can continue to do that.
Yeah, Chase Briscoe and aggressive Bristol. It just doesn't seem to come to mind, does it?
Yeah. I definitely can be aggressive, but that's what you're paid to do, right? Like, you're paid to try to pass cars and try to win races, and in the moment sometimes those decisions don't look good whenever you look back on them, but in the moment you're so caught up in the race, and like Bristol, you're running as hard as you possibly can just to get there, and you catch him the last lap going in the last corner. It's like, if you just were going to ride around in second, I wouldn't even try to catch him. But you do all that work to get there, and you try to throw it in there, and obviously it doesn't work out. But, it's definitely hard when you're caught up in the race. That perspective is is a lot different. I know when I go watch sprint car races or anything, I've won a lot of races in the grandstands watching, you know, why didn't this guy do that, or why didn't he do this? And, you know, your perspective is just so much greater out there. And when you're in the race car, you can definitely get tunnel vision. And I've not done the greatest job of trying to open that perspective this year for sure.
Hold on, though. Name one driver who is absolutely perfect. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, definitely none of them. I mean, we all lose way more than we win. We all have the worst record, even the best race car driver in the world. So, yeah, I don't think any of us are perfect by any means. But, yeah, normally the guy that's the most perfect that day or makes the least mistakes is up there at the end. And that's where I think tomorrow, just if you can minimize your mistakes, it'll be a really good day for you.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
You talk about the aggression, and you're in a similar situation as Tyler, where you were knocking on the door for last year. Okay, but you were knocking on the door for that first win, and Tyler's right there, man.
Really close.
From a driver's perspective, how do you look at that? We're fans of Tyler, needless to say, but how do you look at that? Like, this dude needs a win or deserves it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, the thing is, if you keep putting yourself in that position, like, you're eventually, it's all going to go together. And Tyler just had a lot of unfortunate circumstances, whether it's, you know, stuff breaking, like last week at Charlotte, I think he blew left rear and he was in the hunt. And, you know, Briscoe obviously with me. So he keeps putting himself in that position. He's going to eventually win. So, yeah, I think when Tyler does win, it's going to be a floodgate. I mean, once you win, that confidence that comes along with it. And, you know, it's hard whenever you're battling for wins and things don't go your way. It's easy to get caught up in that. But Tyler is an incredible race car driver, and I really think once he wins one, he's going to go on.
Did your first win get rid of all the doubt that you had in your head? You talk about that.
Yeah, I think so, a little bit. I mean, anytime you move up into a new series, you know, you always question, are you really capable of doing this? And, you know, especially with how our first year went, you get humbled really, really quickly. And, yeah, I think for sure once you win one, it's nice. But, I mean, a lot of people have won once. You got to win multiple times. Then I feel like you get a little more sense of confidence and just stability. So, yeah, I think for us, or for me at least, you know, running up front more consistently has helped my confidence. You know, winning one race would be great, but you got to keep running up front and keep putting yourself in that position to show that you deserve to be here. So, yeah, I feel like we've done a lot better job this year, and hopefully we can continue to.
How old is your kid now?
8 months. Yeah, 8 months, 2 days ago.
Dang.
Yeah, time is
Who's
flying.
keeping track,
yeah.
right?
And I think we talked about this when we had you on recently. Might have been Hinder or something was the announcement. But,
Yes.
How Tony says if and when him and Leah have a baby, he's not going to cut the umbilical cord.
Yeah.
And you cut your kids.
I cut it, yeah. I don't know why he's so freaked out about it. It's not that bad. Yeah, it's really, yeah. I don't know. He wouldn't even hold my kid. I tried. He was not about it.
The same thing happened to us at Texas Motor Speedway with our daughter 8 years ago. He goes, I'm not touching it.
Yeah.
He held the little car seat, and that's all he would do.
Yeah, he was like, if I touch him, he might break. So he's like, I don't want any part of it.
That's why we want him to be a dad so much. He's like,
I can't imagine. Yeah. Be interesting for sure.
Chase, good luck, man. It's always fantastic when you're rolling here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. And
Boom.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Looks like the Green 87 is in for an unscheduled pit stop.
It looks like an oil leak, Billy.
For more on the situation,
Let's throw it to Mom in the pits.
Well, the Green 87 is in trouble, but it has a long history of finishing strong. So what's your game plan?
What the 87 driver knows is that Stop Leak has special additives that renews worn seals, reduces engine noise, and oil consumption to protect your engine.
Lucas Oil. It works.